Hey, let's talk about it, cause honestly we need to talk about social issues, just uplifting my people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Come join the conversation. A connection's what we're creating. Yeah.
Boom. Let's talk about it. Good morning. Listen, this is Motivational Monday. While I was in the gym, I was thinking of something, right? And I was thinking about, back in the biblical days, right? And I was just thinking, right, like trying to put it to today's time, right? And I was just thinking, I was like, imagine, how Noah felt. God came to him, told him to build an ark because it's going to rain. It's going to be, a flood, right? And, the land is going to be consumed with rain. So he's building this ark. People coming to him, the heck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm putting it in layman's terms, right? Like what are you doing? Oh, I'm building an ark, It's going to rain and this, that, and the other. They laugh. Oh, man, this guy's crazy. Like, this guy is crazy, right? And I put myself in his mind frame and I'm thinking, right, like, he was trusting God. He was believing God, but he still was a human being. So imagine what he felt when these people are saying stuff to him. And I imagine that, doubt came across his mind. Like, as he's nailing, I'm thinking that there was a point in time that he was like, God, what am I doing? Like, God, are you pranking me? Or better yet, God, is this really you telling me to do this? And he's doing it and he's doing it and he's facing all the people calling him crazy and this, that, and the other. And he builds it. And then he's telling the, bring the animals on and this, that, and the other. And people are still looking at him like, what in the world are you doing? And then boom, the rain starts. And I imagine how so many people was not, let me in, right? But it was already closed, right? I say all of that to say this. Some of us are building an ark right now. Some of us, God has put something in us, right, to build. And that building process is not an overnight thing. Some of us have been building since birth. Some of us came into this world and were building. And it's been so long because obstacles have come in our way. Now, I'm pretty sure Noah had a lot of obstacles, but he was trusting God. That's blind faith. But he was human, so he had times. We're human. So the ark that we're supposed to be building, there's obstacles that come. Some of us sit back sometimes and we be like, God, why am I? Come on now. Is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Meanwhile, the ones who have the faith are still building. They got questions, but they're still building. But then there's some that allow the outside noise to make them put down that hammer. So you put down the hammer, right? Then you circle back around a couple of years later because, life has happened and you circle back around. Okay, you know what, God, I'm back. So you start building again. Then someone else comes up, somebody calls you crazy, somebody says this, that, and the other. You step out over here, this, that, and the other. Then you come back. That's why for some people it takes a lifetime. For some people it takes a lifetime. But when you're really trusting God, you have to understand that I don't know why you're telling me to do it, but you're telling me to do it for a reason. That's where I find myself right now. I've been building this ark for a long time, and it seems like I'm 44 years old. It seems like I have been building this for 44 years. My dreams, my goals, and my aspirations don't look like anybody else's around me. And when you have those type of goals and those type of dreams and aspirations, it's hard because when you're growing, you look at the people around you for the support. Let's just say this, right? If you come up in a family, right, and you want to be a writer, but you're coming up in a family that there's no writers, there's no blueprint, there's none of that, right? So you feel like sometimes like, am I really supposed to be doing this? And I'm going to use myself as an example. My grandmother had me doing speeches when I was super young. She had me, doing these speeches in front of churches and this, that, and the other, right? And at one point in time, I couldn't stand it because we would practice and practice and practice. And she didn't want no mistakes when I got up in front of that church, right? But that was the ark being built for me. Because when she was doing that for me and I was getting in front of them churches, it leads me to now to where I can wake up in the morning, go to the gym, and a thought comes to me while I'm in the gym. I'm like, okay, I can't forget this. I'm going to come back and do this, and I do it. My memory is impeccable. But when I sit back and I think about, I was building that ark back then, it became a point in time to where I start loving doing the speeches because I felt like, you know what? Maybe I am a little different because I can remember stuff. Like I can sit down, look at something, I can remember stuff. Years later, I find out that one of my grandmother's passions was writing. Now, here I am wanting to be a best-selling author, right? And that was one of my arcs that I was building. And I stopped so many times because I felt like I didn't really have, things set up around me. What I should have kept doing is trusting God and just kept on hammering away, but I didn't. I allowed that stuff to go dormant for so long. Years later, I find out that that was my grandmother's passion. Now, I knew she did speeches too, but when she passed, October 25th, I had a notebook of hers and it was just all of these writings. And I imagined the time frame that she grew up in. There was no writers around her, this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? Like she grew up, like it just wasn't none of that. So she instilled that into me. I took that on, but I wasn't like Noah. I started building. People start saying it ain't going to work. I stopped. I started building again. People saying that it wasn't going to work. Then I stopped. So my message to you out there is, what is your arc? What is your arc? What are you building, right? That everybody says that you're crazy. Everybody says that you're crazy because you're building this arc and it's been sunny for 5 months now. And here you are saying, nah, it's going to rain. It's going to be a flood. Think about that. If all of that stuff was happening right now in today's age, you know what they would be saying? They'd be online saying, this dummy is talking about it's going to flood. It ain't going to flood. It ain't rain in such and such many days. Think about it. And here you are supposed to be trusting God and you like, okay, now I'm going to keep on doing it. But that one moment that you stop trusting, you put down that hammer, you allow the world to stop you from doing what you're supposed to do, you never feel fulfilled. That's why I'm saying this is Motivational Monday. What is your arc? What is your arc? What is it that you want to do? What is your purpose? And for a lot of people, they don't know. For a lot of people, their purpose is whatever they see on Instagram. Some people's purpose is just to get on social media to tell everybody what they got going on, but they really don't got it going on, but they see everybody else got something going on. So they're posting that they got something going on. Then they get off and they sitting there in sadness. What is your purpose? What is your arc? What is it that God has told you what to do? He's provided you with some tools, but the biggest tool of all is just trust me. Have faith in me. That's the biggest tool. So you have to ask yourself this Monday, as you're preparing to work, as you're already at work, if you don't work, you're just sitting at home. What is it that you're supposed to be building? Because whatever it is that you're supposed to be building, someone in this world needs. Whatever you're supposed to be building, someone in this world needs. And when you don't build it, someone is lacking. Think about that. Someone is lacking. You are tied to someone in this world that needs whatever you have inside of you. That's why back in the day, them church songs used to hit way more than they do now. Because now, sometimes you throw in a church song, you don't know if you're in the club or not. But I'm talking about them old gospel hymns. That's why they hit so hard, because somebody needed to hear that. So anyways, man, thank you all for supporting me, whatever. This has been Motivational Monday. I love y'all.